Hi, Tara. It's Margie with Basmati. How are you doing today?
I'm great, thank you. How are you?
I'm fabulous, thank you. Today, we're speaking with Tara Coyote. She is going to share with us a little bit about her journey. You can find her website. She has a couple of them, actually, cancerwarrioress.com and windhorsesanctuary.com. Tara, let's share a little bit about you and how you got to where you are right now today.
Great. Well, thank you so much for interviewing me. It's quite an honor. I'll try to put it all in a nutshell. So there's a lot to share. I work with horses. I do equine facilitated learning. I've lived on a beautiful ranch in Nevada City in Northern California for 4.5 years where I teach this work. We'll see what the future of that place is. It's a little hard to know at this moment. That's a longer story. Part of my story is while I was doing the horse work, my best friend of 18 years was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, and I became one of her main caretakers for 22 months from diagnosis to death. Unfortunately, she died 3 years ago at the age of 46, and I was there for the whole process. It was very powerful, very traumatic, very beautiful. It was everything. Definitely life-changing. It taught me so much. And then a year after she died, almost to the day, I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. Due to my experience of being with my friend through her journey, because she had chosen a complete standard route of medical care, which I respected her decision. That was her decision. But I was there for days and days and months at the hospital, and I saw everything. And basically I knew from the treatment that they were issuing me, because I was 46 when I was diagnosed, they were going to give me the big guns of chemotherapy, radiation, surgery, and I knew what it entailed because I'd seen what my friend went through. I chose to take an entirely natural route of healing cancer. So I've been healing cancer naturally for 2 years now, just doing the day-to-day routine. I decided to step out in the public eye and just share my journey. So I've been blogging about it, and I have an Instagram page and a YouTube page. I've been making videos. I have a Facebook page, Cancer Warriors, and my website, as you mentioned. And I also started doing cancer coaching for people because I was a life coach before I was diagnosed, and I realized I was learning some really important keys about navigating the mind worms that can creep in when you're on a cancer healing journey, because it's incredibly scary and it's affecting so many people now. So I decided to step out and help people. And I'm also combining the horse work I do, the equine facilitated work I do, to help people going through the cancer journey too. So it's been quite the journey, very powerful, very transformational. It's not something I would have picked, but I'm very grateful for all the wisdom and the lessons I'm learning, and they still keep coming in as life keeps continuing on.
I want to honor your strength and your power and your courage for trying something different, and acknowledge that I know how hard it is to sit with someone through cancer and their treatments and the grief and the beauty in that. And she's very, very lucky to have you.
Oh, thank you.
So can you tell us a little bit about the treatments that you've chosen, or just a few of them? I know that people we can go to your website and look that up. It's a fantastic story. Everyone listening, it's tremendous. Her blog is great.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have all my information on my website. So many people have asked me that I wrote out my entire protocol, but basically I've tried so many different things. I'll try to explain it in a nutshell. I use the grease test. It's called the RGCC test. It's basically a blood test where I withdraw blood and I send it to Germany, and it monitors the circulating tumor cell counts in my bloodstream. So it's different than looking at the tumor. What is the tumor doing? Which is more the standard medical approach. It's more about what is my body doing and how much cancer is in my body. So I use that method of seeing my progress and such And I've been doing lots of treatments, like I do high-dose vitamin C infusions. For a long period of time, I was following the Gerson method, which entails lots of juicing and coffee enemas and lots of supplements. Right now, I'm experimenting with the Morse protocol. Dr. Morse is an incredible man, and it's all fruit, all veggies, plant-based diet with herbs to really cleanse out my body and heal what really created the cancer in the first place, because cancer is just a result of an imbalance in the body. It's not the cause. Like the body is in balance to get a cancer diagnosis in the first place. And another big thing I've been using, which is definitely, new and a little bit different, is bee venom therapy. So I'm a beekeeper. I own 2 hives, and I love having bees. They're incredible beings, and I sting myself on my breast with bees, with live bees, and it's been quite an incredible process. I've been writing about that and sharing my journey with that.
It's fantastic reading about it. Actually, it's so interesting. So what are your test results look like now? I've been reading, but
it's an interesting process, because about a year ago I was almost cancer free, and all my doctors were just they're like, wow, we've never seen anybody drop so fast and so low. And then because of the holidays, it's kind of a long story, but in short, I usually get tested every 3 months, but I was getting tested 6 months later because of the holidays, and my blood got lost with VHL, and I was traveling in New Zealand because I was invited to teach in New Zealand, which was an incredible experience. And so my blood score, it went up just slightly because of all that busyness and some of the stress of travel. So, right now I'm doing pretty well, actually, and it's a day-to-day process of just sitting with it. And it's kind of an interesting way of thinking of things, because what I'm realizing, what other people are realizing on the natural healing journey, when you have something like this, it's like it doesn't necessarily go away. It's always there in some form. It's just how do you live with it and have a healthy lifestyle. So that's another big topic, the whole idea of remission or cancer-free. We won't go into it. But basically, in a nutshell, I'm doing really well, and I'm living my life, and I'm teaching, and just keeping up with my protocol.
Yes, it's managing where you are today, right now, right?
Exactly.
And one of the key things I want to say is that you're feeling good through this process for the most part, right?
Oh, yeah.
Versus,
great. Yeah.
Yes, you feel great. And versus, in my experience, when I was with my parents and my mom, she was going through chemo and radiation, very few days did she feel very well, right? And that was very, very hard on her body. And I'm not saying that was her choice, and I totally respected her for those choices. But she didn't have vitality in the process, right? And where, yes, I'm sure there are days you're tired. I'm tired some days, right?
Right, exactly.
But the choices we make each and every day affect how we feel. And that's anybody. And so it's wonderful. Like you're working with people and coaching with people. You're flying to New Zealand. It's fabulous. It's amazing. So share with us a little bit about the equine facilitated learning and what that looks like.
Sure. So basically, equine facilitated learning, I studied with Linda Kolanoff. She wrote the Tao of Equus. She pioneered the field of equine facilitated learning, basically. It's self-awareness exercises that I do with horses just to really bring presence and awareness to the being. I do not teach riding. There are some people who do teach this work who do teach riding, but I don't teach riding. It's all on the ground. And there's some reflective exercises. It's a lot about tuning into your body and listening to your body and what messages are in your body, because we're predominantly such a mental culture. It's all about what we think and what's going on in our head, and we forget about our heart and our gut instincts and such. So it's tuning into our body. We also talk about the power of boundaries and authentic versus false self and the message behind emotions. There's also some more active-based exercises that go into leadership, which is about having a horse in a round pen and directing him or her. So really, the power of being around horses is they're so reflective for where we're at. They really reflect if you're repressing anger or sadness, and they help bring out whatever emotion is within you. They're incredibly healing beings to be around, very calming for people. So it's hard to describe. It's something you have to experience, but that's my best shot at explaining it.
That's awesome. Can you tell me about your work as a grief specialist?
Sure. I started doing grief rituals with horses after my dear friend Deb died. I was so grief-stricken, and through the process of being in grief, I realized that grief is just repressed in our culture. We're not allowed to feel it. There's this whole idea of like, wow, your beloved friend or partner or mother, whoever, died 2 months ago. Why aren't you over it? And so I decided to take the horse work that I do and combine it with grief rituals. So basically, it's a day-long event where people come and they're given a safe space to express their grief about whatever they've lost. And we spend time with the horses, and we do a stone ritual. And it's very interesting, too, because somebody might come to a grief ritual because of the loss of their partner. But through the process of being in a community setting, we realize there's so many other griefs we're carrying, from a cat who died years ago or something from childhood. And it's quite an amazing process just to be allowed to express grief in that way. And it's literally changed people's lives because they've released things that they've been holding possibly their whole life, really.
Yeah. It could be grief of a move, right? And when we go through those layers, it's like, and once we get that out, our awareness not only increases, but we're able to truly heal from the inside, right? It's so powerful. I wish we could take everyone right now, and go sit and let them express their grief. And like you said, it doesn't have to be linked to just death, right?
Right. Oh, yeah. There's environmental grief.
Yeah.
We're all experiencing it and repressing it on some level, and what's happening in the government. I mean, it touches on so many levels, really.
It touches on so many levels. You and I chatted about that before we did the call today. What else would you like to share with us?
What else would I like to share? I guess what's coming to mind is that it's a very powerful and intense time being on the planet right now for many of us, myself included. And I really believe that it's a potent time of transformation. But to do that, we really need to drop into our power and listen to what's going on and really pay attention to our bodies and not push away the intensity and just really come together and communicate, because it's such a potent time where we can really grow, but there's that choice point layer where you can either choose love or you can choose fear. And for me, on my cancer healing journey, it's so much been about choosing love, like where can I grow, where can I transform, instead of stepping into, oh my God, I have this life-threatening diagnosis that could kill me. It's like, okay, so how can this transform me? So I just feel called to share that to everybody, because we're all being pushed on so many levels. It just seems to be what's happening in the world right now.
Yes, we are. And how beautiful that you stepped into your power and challenging us and sharing with us and encouraging us to do the same. Especially, so you have a cancer diagnosis and you've switched that to make that a strength, right? And heal other people and yourself. I truly honor and thank you for that.
Oh, thank you for acknowledging it. It's a day-to-day process. It's waking up each morning and finding the beauty and the gratitude.
Yes, it is.
But
it's a day-to-day process for us all, right? Some of us are just, you just have something that is there reminding you to take that action. sounds as though like you would have done it anyway, right? But the strength and power and the encouragement that you give to others out there who, in any situation, right? It doesn't have to be a cancer diagnosis. It could be anything from just walking out your door, that this is a powerful time, and step into your power in love, you know, and go for it.
Right. That's well
yeah.
put. Very true. It's like, how can we use this adversity to connect us rather than disconnect us and create more problems?
Yeah,
that's
and
the
that
challenge,
disconnect,
I think.
that is the challenge. That is the challenge, because that disconnect comes from fear, right? And it's like, no, this is the time for us to come together in power and love, right? And honoring all of the things and going forward. But coming together is desperately what we need right now.
So true.
Tara, I know you and I will be talking again, but please go to Tara's websites, cancerwarrioress.com and windhorsesanctuary.com. From there you can, or on basmati.com, and you can find her links to her Facebook, Instagram, really powerful stuff there. So if you know anyone who has cancer or knows someone who has cancer, please share.
Thank you so much.
Oh, Tara, thank you so much. And I will chat with you soon. Thank you again for coming on today.
Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.